Today is April 21st, 2025, and today we are meeting Guruk. Guruk transmitted through September 25th, 2021 at 7:18:34 p.m., and I will mention that he did so directly behind another being who did not connect with me that deeply, which is why we're not going to introduce him on his own, but we will take a quick look at him here now, just due to the closeness in which he came through. This being's name is Jerez, and he came through again the day before Guruk, September 24th, 2021 at 8:57 p.m. I will note that both of these beings came through in a session or in sessions that I was working in the evening. Back in these days, I'm still working with the crystal a lot at night, just like I always have with my meditations and spiritual disciplines. But it isn't the main timing in which the beings usually come through, which is while the sun is still out. This is the only reason I'm making a brief mention of this here now. So here with Guruk, we can see that his skin is a blue-purple color. He is coming through surrounded by a desert terrain. We can see that I have not captured him in very much detail here. However, one interesting characteristic has come through, and that is his silver-colored eyes. That's a unique characteristic, a unique trait, not common at all in the beings who have transmitted through so far to date. So let's make a note of this here. We can also see that he is transmitting through to us at some distance. We see this in the caricature-like nature of the detail in the transmission. And this means that he was only able to approach from this distance, and as of the date of this frame, I had not given permission for him to come in any closer. This said, the reptilian species is one that I do openly and in a joyous manner almost connect with. My own template, just to state again, I feel is feline, reptilian, human. So these three species in particular do connect deeply, do come through closely. However, Guruk himself, again, was at some distance when transmitting through to us in the way you see here, or in the moment you see here. One notable thing that was happening at the time at which he came through was I was beginning some cleansing protocols, some deep organ cleansing protocols that were quite well, they were more deep than what I had normally or previously had been involved in. So it is notable that he came through as these cleansing protocols are beginning. Whether he came through to help with this, to aid and assist in this process, or whether he himself, his group or species were involved in me coming into the awareness that the cleanses were necessary, I am not quite sure. I have had absolutely zero time to connect with this being. This is true with the great majority of the beings who have come through. When this capacity with the crystal did begin, it did hold me in a fascination in working with the crystal. So rather than connect very deeply with any independent being, I simply kept going into the crystal for more and more experience, more and more transmissions, more and more contacts with individual beings, rather than going in deeply to any particular connection with any particular being. This has been true so far to date. However, things are now changing, as it is now time to go back to the beginning and begin introducing these beings one by one. So in this process, I am having the opportunity to connect a little more deeply and see or let rise to the surface of my discrete awareness, the connections that come into play with these independent beings who have come through. And here I'll say that the hues in the blue-purple scheme are something that's very common to my current lifetime, to visual capacities, to Ajna chakra or the awareness center itself, and that being the center through which a connection was shared between Guruk and myself, which allowed him to come through in the transmission through the crystal in the first place. So the awareness center being open, the visual acuity being extended, seeing into my own template to see my own basic networking and to, in a sense, scan my attention through that spectrum to connect independently with the beings that we're now seeing here. Guruk is the first major independent transmission from a reptilian being not connected with the Anunnaki. So I'm going to take a moment to note this here now. Many reptilian beings have come through. There's a wide spectrum, a wide range of species, anywhere from the tortoise to the snake to the frog to the lizard. And yeah, let's go ahead and see a slideshow of some of the reptilian beings that have come through so far to date. However, before we do that, I did forget to mention that I am still at the Lakeside, California location when this transmission came through from Guruk, and it's been 5 months since the last major transmission, which was from Aria, who we will take a quick look at here now just to refresh our memories. So we have introduced her just previously in this contact series, and you can go in and learn more about her and her own video introduction. Okay, so the reptilian species have come through in a wide spectrum, and I will just go ahead and recede here now while we meet a few of these beings. Okay, Guru, to my knowledge, has not contacted me in the OBE. This is not to say, when I mention this, that he has not, just if he has, it was not brought to my conscious state of attention. The reptilian species, let's see, I do have multiple experiences with them coming down into my room. In the out-of-body state or in the process or in the event of being in the etheric frequency version of my physical space as I'm shifting back into it. But whether or not this was specifically Guruk or someone else, I really couldn't say. So to my knowledge, he has not contacted me in the OBE. Guruk is a galactic level reptilian being with a connection to the desert terrain. Nothing new, no new information in this. It is possible. I am getting, as I'm saying this, I feel I am actually feeling a transmission from him. I'm not working with the crystal actively right now to get new transmissions because of this contact series and the work involved in introducing the beings one by one from the beginning. And just the fact that there's hundreds of them to be introduced at this point. However, I'm rather getting that if I would like this being to connect with me in the out-of-body state, to have a direct experience and communication with him, this is altogether possible in the current timing, as well as a new transmission from him through the crystal in a closer and more lifelike fashion. So with that said, let me go ahead and recede again here now, while those who wish take a moment to connect with this being. Okay. This was Guruk. We will be back again soon with the next being.